How's it going, everybody? Brian and Kelly for Short Circuited Brewers. We are here at the bar again, and we're doing a little bit of an experiment. We are going to let you know what our thoughts are on a hot brewed coffee versus a cold brewed coffee in a coffee stout. And there's a little bit more detail to it, but we're going to share that with you as we move along. How's it going? My name's Brian.
I'm Kelly.
For Short Circuited Brewers. If you want to learn more about electric brewing, see how-to videos, and experiment videos like this one, consider subscribing. And if you do, don't forget to click that bell so you won't miss a video when it comes out. Quick shout out to all of our Patreons. Certainly do appreciate them. Big heart on that. Without them, it makes it a little bit more difficult to do the videos, and we certainly appreciate their support. So what I did was I brewed a 11-gallon batch of like an American stout, and actually had a little.
What do you mean like?
I went a little bit low on the style guidelines, like the bitterness and everything.
Oh, okay. I thought it was an American stout.
Yeah, it is an American stout. I mean, I kind of stayed in the guidelines, but I went a little bit low on the style guidelines because I wanted to let the coffee bring the bitterness. I didn't want to have like a bunch of roasty grains to kind of throw us off on the coffee, and I didn't want to have a bunch of hops for the bitterness that would throw us off on that part of it. So what I did was I brewed an 11-gallon American stout. And then actually did a cold brew coffee with a product from Brewing America, and that is they have an infuser system, and it comes with a mason jar, a lid, and then also this 140 micron, it's like a screen, if you will, and this thing actually fits down inside.
The 140, does that mean it's really little?
Yeah, the fineness of it. I mean,
like
if you hold it up to the light, you can barely see through it. So this thing goes down in there. I took a bunch of coffee and ground it up. Now, one of the things that I decided that I wanted to do, she likes bourbon and stouts and coffee. So I thought, how about if I combine all three of those? And I actually did a little bit of research online and came up with a coffee, and I think it was called Cask'd, if I'm not mistaken. I'll leave a link in the description down below. Got it off Amazon, and it is bourbon-infused coffee beans. So we actually tried some of the coffee and
so
really liked it. It was really good.
It's like you have bourbon in the morning and you're not having bourbon.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought, well, you know what? This is a perfect opportunity to try an experiment that I've wanted to try for a while, and that was doing a cold brew batch of coffee and then a hot brew batch of coffee. And I didn't get all scientific and weigh the beans exactly and all that stuff. I mean, this is kind of more of a loose experiment just to see how it did. So I ground the coffee, put it in this infuser from Brewing America, let it sit overnight, and probably about 26 hours, because we were gone for a little longer than I anticipated. About 26 hours, took out the infusion and let it sit and just kind of settle. There was a little tiny bit of sediment in there, but not much. And then for the hot brew coffee, I just took all the rest of the beans and brewed a hot batch of coffee in there. Put the coffee in the keg prior to kegging the beer, so that the coffee was in the bottom of the keg. And then rack the beer from the fermenter onto the coffee. And so what we've got is I've got on your right here is the cold brewed coffee. Mm-hmm. On the left is the hot brewed coffee.
Well, it's really dense in color.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of yeast still in suspension on this. I used SO4 for the yeast on this, and I think there's still a little bit in suspension.
That's interesting.
This one here I think cleared out a little bit more because I did a cold crash in the new Anvil Crucible
there's
fermenter.
Some more lacing on that one.
Yeah.
Especially with yours.
A little bit. So what I want to do is let's take a smell on this one, see what we think, and take a smell on this one, and then we'll do the taste back and forth. So let's see what we think of the one that's cold brewed.
Okay. It smells amazing.
I'm definitely getting coffee, and I'm picking up some of that bourbon too, because when I first did the cold brew. Remember I told you I didn't think that I smelled the bourbon in it too much.
Mine is a little better than yours.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I have a little sinus issues in the wintertime.
No, I can completely. Coffee is first, and then the bourbon is the back.
Yeah. Okay.
Aroma.
So let's try the hot brewed coffee.
It's way more muted.
Yeah, I think it is more. It's more subdued, isn't it, in the background?
It smells like coffee.
Yeah, it definitely smells like coffee, but I don't smell that bourbon. It's kind of funny too, because I thought that I would.
There's a little bourbon.
I thought that from the smell there would be more bourbon aroma in the hot brewed one, because when you brew it, and maybe that's part of the issue, is when you hot brew it, it brews off or boils off some of those
Which one is this one?
This one is the hot brewed coffee.
Oh, okay.
This is the cold brewed. So let's get the flavor on it. But yeah, the cold brew one definitely.
Because you would think hot would release it more.
Yeah, you would think it would accentuate or bring out those bourbon flavors a little bit more. So
maybe it did and let it go. And the cold
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe it kind of like it dissipated it because it was hot.
Okay.
All right, so let's try this one out and see what the flavor. What we think of the flavor.
Oh, it's very good.
What are you getting off of it?
Hardiness, hearty coffee with a bourbon finish and chocolate. Well, not really cocoa, but it's it almost teases you like it's chocolate.
Now, I did use quite a bit of chocolate malt in this. I used more chocolate malt than I did roasted barley because I wanted to kind of bring out some of that chocolate and not as much of that roasted grain.
But the coffee and bourbon overtake it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely. It's kind of weird because you said chocolate, and just as you were saying that, it was like the chocolate kind of went through my palate, and I tasted the chocolate, and then coffee took over after that. So
grab another sip.
Feel free to go ahead. I'm running my mouth. So
it is absolutely delicious.
So yeah, I definitely get the coffee. I get a little bit of chocolate.
The only thing I would add is some raisin.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those things that as stouts age, a lot of times they do tend to get a little bit of a raisin characteristic. Oh, that's one other thing I wanted to say too. I'm gonna share the recipe that I brewed with you guys.
Try this.
I brewed. It's on Brew Father, so I'll share it out in the community there, and I'll put a link down below. One of the things that I wanted to kind of say was I used the Blickman, the new grain mill, the Pro mill, and that thing. I wound up with 85% mash efficiency and 83% brew house efficiency. So this beer was a lot bigger than what I was intending it to be. I was wanting it to be probably around somewhere between 5 and 6%.
So that means it's perfect.
And as my starting gravity was 1073, and then it finished out at 1023. So I didn't do the math on it yet, but it's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about 7%. So pretty stout.
Yes.
All right, so let's taste the hot brewed coffee and see what we think. We didn't cheers them last
Oh, dang it! Happy
Cheers.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
Nope, that one. I mean, it's good. It's flat.
And you're not talking about carbonation. You're talking about the flavor. Wow, that is amazing. I mean, I'm not picking up any of that complexity in the one that I hot brewed the coffee on.
I am picking up a brown beer coffee flavor.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm not picking up that chocolate.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not getting all those layers of
flavor. Have you ever tasted a brown ale?
Yeah.
You go to the store, you get a 6-pack of brown ale. This is kind of what it is.
It's like a brown coffee ale.
Thank you. No bourbon, but I smell the bourbon a little bit.
Wow. I mean, that is amazing. And in full honesty, we tried this beer. We tried the cold brewed one. She's had a couple glasses. I've tried a little bit of it, so we knew what this tastes like. But I didn't know exactly what this one tastes like, and I wanted to taste them side by side. And I tell you, the difference is absolutely amazing.
Never tasted both of them side by side.
No, I mean, I just tapped this keg.
Is sell it. This one is drink it. Don't tell
Be
me.
like the brew dogs, like the brew dog guys. Do we drink it or do we dump it?
No, you still drink it.
No, we're not gonna dump. We're gonna drink it.
Still drink it. Yeah.
But so I guess that's kind of a test, and this is a little bit of a review almost of the Brewing America infuser. So if you're looking at doing,
how many ounces?
This is
32?
Let's see. Yeah, I think that's
64?
That's 3 pints. So I had it almost full all the way. I'll show some footage of how full it was. But so I mean, if you're looking to do a coffee beer, I really think that this Brewing America infuser is awesome.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other uses you could do with this. Like a lot of flavored vodkas and stuff coming out nowadays. You could do cucumber vodka, you could do strawberry vodka, all that stuff. You could just put your fruit inside of there and fill this thing up with some vodka and make your own cocktails. So,
that's fun.
So yeah, this was a very eye-opening experience, and I'm glad I did it actually because I was surprised. I thought this beer that I hot brewed the coffee on would have a little bit more flavor and complexity.
It's so weird because I keep wanting to think the opposite. Because anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking. And funny thing is, I looked online, and Brewlosophy, Marshall had done kind of an experiment like this, and it was weird because he kind of was like,
very good in its own right, but that one blows it away.
Yeah, he was kind of like, well, I didn't really notice a whole lot of difference or whatever. The results were a little bit kind of not real conclusive in what I saw in his article. But this, I'm telling you what, I can pick the two out like night and day.
Oh yeah, you could blindfold me. Go
Yeah.
ahead, do it.
I think I might have used
Switch
a little
around.
bit more coffee in the cold brew. But at the same time, I don't think even if I'd used exactly the same amount, I don't think this one would have come out as.
I think it would have just tasted more bitter.
Yeah, I don't think they would have had the
With
complexity.
Too much more coffee. Mm-mm.
So there you go. Try this out and see which way you like. Try the cold brew. Try the hot brew. Maybe do this experiment yourself. If you do brew coffee stouts, leave a comment down below and let us know, what do you do for your stouts? Do you put it in primary? Do you put it in the keg? Do you put it in the boil kettle? I don't recommend boil kettle, by the way. But yeah, so I mean, I'd be curious to know what your thoughts are on this. And if you try it, let us know what you think.
Yep.
All right.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Well, I think that concludes this experiment. And we appreciate you guys hanging out with us at the bar here.
Thank you.
And this has been Brian
And Kelly.
for Short Circuited Brewers. We'll see you in the next video. I didn't like that intro.
Are we doing it again?
Yeah.
Do it again.